Thanksgiving is coming up, but rising prices on turkeys may have you feeling anything but thankful. Wholesale turkey prices have surged, get this, 75% since October of 2024. And there's a new study. It says 57% of Americans believe they are getting priced out of their kitchen this Thanksgiving. Alicia and Nieves joining us now. Alicia, good morning. Tell me about this upcharge. This is actually very depressing for so many families who are already struggling.
Yeah, I mean, when you're talking about turkeys and being priced out of that, that's the star of the show on Thanksgiving.
Exactly.
I will say this. What we understand so far is that consumers are not going to get that direct 75% uptick that wholesalers are paying. That's not going to be passed on to them, but they're going to see some uptick in pricing. A study out of Purdue University expects the average retail price of a turkey this Thanksgiving to be about 25% more than you paid last year. That's just over $2 a pound. And so you're looking at $30 if you're getting an average about 15-pound bird. This is in part due to the bird flu that's impacted the poultry industry. But even when you look at the last couple of years, turkey has gotten more expensive than a decade ago. You would have paid less than $1.50 a pound. And that adds up when you're trying to feed a big family. Now, one thing to note, though, is the numbers out of the study are averages, so you could potentially pay less depending on where you're at for a turkey. Depends on also what you're willing to compromise this Thanksgiving. Buying organic turkeys will be a little bit more money, as well as waiting to the absolute last minute you're going to pay for waiting. So you may be able to offset the added burden of the turkey, elsewhere on the table. But right now, turkeys are at a relative all-time high.
Is there any good news for people who are just worried about feeding their families on Thanksgiving?
I feel like when people see me here, I'm always the bearer of bad news.
But you usually bring good news,
okay,
too.
And I've got to go incognito. This is one day where I do have some good news for people when it comes to the other prices of those staples that you put aside the turkey. Those are actually down this year. Purdue found that the price of potatoes, that is down by about 0.5%. We'll take that. That classic side dish should cost about the same, maybe a little bit less this year. Same for dinner rolls. And a report from Wells Fargo shows that frozen vegetables, those are down 15%. Stuffing and gravy down 4%. Even dessert, that's supposed to be a little bit cheaper, with pumpkin pie costing about 3% less than it did a year ago. Again, a lot of this will depend on where you shop. Walmart is offering a bundle for 10 people that includes a 16-pound turkey and sides for under $4 a person. Aldi has a similar offer, a $40 bundle to feed 10. That comes complete with a turkey, sides, and a pie. And Target's offering a Thanksgiving dinner of 4 that's just $5 per person. So there are affordable options out there if you plan ahead. And one thing I just remembered, Hena, is, typically when you go to a grocery store, depending on the chain, if you buy a certain amount of groceries a year, they often have this free turkey promo. So you might want to look at your grocery store retailer and see if that promo is out there.
I really love that you gave our viewers options of different outlets where they can maybe save a little bit of money.
Yeah, there's some options out there. It's not going to be easy, but if you plan ahead,
no, that's
most things, you're good.
Very useful. Alicia and Nieves, thank you so much.
Of course.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.